Hello there. Summer is almost here, so I am creating a summer page. Now I've started with a piece of 8.5 by 11-inch pattern paper, and this is from the Noteworthy collection. And the back side has these colorful dots on it, but the front side has these really cool angles of red and 2 shades of pink. And I really love how it has that triangle at the base to point directly up to my photos. I'm going to use the piece that I cut from the back to mat my photos onto. So it's a great way to use just one piece of pattern paper to create a layout because it works perfectly with the front and the back side. Now this is the June 2018 kit from Elle Studio, so I'm just going through the 3 by 4 inch tags here to see which ones could work on this layout. My plan is to put a journaling tag on the left side of the page. So I'm just having a look at kind of what other colors I want to add to this layout. I love that everything is cool tag. It's really neat. The little hearts is a good one. And the yellow is fun too. I'm really trying to stick towards mainly having some pinks and some reds because the colors in my photo. But this yellow tag looks really cool up against the pink. So to help me make my decision, I'm going to go through the rest of the kit and just see what I want to grab. Now the red about this tag I think is going to be perfect there. I love how it doesn't take away from my photos like the yellow one did. And it complements the colors in my photos. My daughter's dark pink swimsuit and little floaties there. And look at how those lines just work so perfectly to draw your eye right to my photos. That's pretty exciting. So I'm just going to pull out some of the die cuts here that I want to use. And I know I'm going to use this little sunshine. So right away I've decided that I'm going to add some yellow. The Pure Bliss little die cut is pretty perfect because, a kid on the beach, that is kind of pure bliss. It doesn't get any better than that, right? So just looking here to see if any of the other little die cuts would apply here. Maybe the sweet one, if I can fit that one in. Now I'm going to grab the happy phrase puffy stickers, and I want to add the title Fun in the Sun. These are the Hello Happy Puffy words. I had to look at the actual name of these just to make sure. So the thing I don't want to do is take away from these awesome lines that I have going on here. So I don't want my title to intersect any of those lines because right away that's going to break up that really awesome line that's happening and that's drawing your eye to the photo. And when you break up that line, you've broken up that direct kind of big arrow that says look at this photo here. And I don't want to do that. What I'm doing now is kind of breaking up the title from the top to the bottom of my photos, and I'm not loving that either. I feel like it's throwing off the balance of the layout completely. So this is just the tricky part of moving things around. What I love about Elle's puffy stickers is that they're sticky but not too sticky. So you can put them down and then you can kind of carefully move them before you've committed. And that's really important to me. So if I do this and put the 2 words the sun over here, look, that's breaking up my line. I can't fit the word sun and I'm not really sure how to do that. I really don't like that. I don't like having the fun in to the right of the sun. So now I've decided to put my title down here, and that feels instantly better. So what I'm doing now is I'm essentially putting my title in that big arrow that says look here. So now you're getting a title that provides some context, like fun in the sun on the beach, and then that arrow with the context is then pointing you directly to the photo. So it's pretty much saying, look at my kid having fun in the sun. And that's exactly what I want to do. So now I just have to play with the exact positioning and getting that right. I really like the idea of adding a border strip somewhere, but when I do that down here, that kind of ruins that big red arrow there. But then I grabbed the heart one and put it just below my photo, and that feels a lot better. I'm just going to move that whole grouping up just slightly so that you can see the point on that triangle of red below it. Now the striped die cut, that's one of my favorite patterns in the kit this month. There is a 4" by 6" tag with that multicolor stripe. There's this die cut here, which is, you know, a little arrow label, and there's also that pattern in the new 6" by 6" paper stack this month. It's called Shine, so be sure to check that out to coordinate you know, that pattern across a lot of your products. Okay, so you know what's really awesome about these puffy stickers being white is that you can use an oil-based ink and recolor them. So these are Sharpie pens, oil-based pens, and I love them. I have a bunch of them. My daughter and I use them to color on ceramics and things like that. And they're also awesome for puffy stickers. They come in metallic colors. I just can't I can't tell you how much I love them. So what I'm doing is coloring the word sun in with the yellow oil-based marker. And I'm just using the background that the puffy stickers are on. That's the easiest way to do it, to make sure that you know, are getting the sides. You want to make sure that you get your ink on the sides, or else you're going to see white when you look at it from an angle. And this doesn't take long to dry at all. How awesome is that? And because I have yellow now at the top on that sunshine die cut and a bit of yellow on that arrow label, I'm creating a visual triangle now of yellow. So this is the amazing Let's Relax stamp, and this some of the designs on this stamp came from Geraldine Tsai from In a Creative Bubble. I love her design, so it's pretty natural that I love this stamp. And look, right away I just put a smudge on my tag, so I'm just gonna have to go with it. I'm using the Summer Vibes phrase here. I'm trying to figure out if I can cover up that smudge with the stamp, but I can't. So you can see that little smudge there. There's my finger, the culprit, and I just got another little smudge on the left side. So you know, we're just gonna have to go with it because that label is pretty perfect for this layout. Now if I was really particular, I could cut a piece of white paper, smooth white cardstock to fit inside that label, but I'm not. I'll show you later what I'm going to do to try to make that seem less obvious. Okay, so right now I'm moving up the entire grouping so I have that nice point on the red triangle below. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything down real quick. I'm just going to kind of do it in place because I have everything the way I want it right now. And then I'm just going to trim this guy off here. I printed these photos at 3 inches by 3 inches, and I think that's pretty perfect for an 8.5 inch by 11 inch layout because you have some room on the sides. If I would have done 4 by 4, I wouldn't have had any room for my journaling tag. I love those multicolor hearts there because they kind of accent the multicolored dot paper above it, but because they're a row of hearts, it really draws your eye to that label that I'm going to put there. I'm going to just trim that off. And my photos I'm going to adhere with dimensional adhesive like I usually do. Now I would normally add white cardstock behind my photos just to make them stand out a bit more, but in this case I don't think it's going to matter much because the pattern paper that's behind the photos has a white base already, so it's really not necessary, and I don't want to cover up any more of those little multicolored dots. So I'm just getting everything in place here so that I know how much space I have on my journaling tag. I'm going to put it at a slight angle. That little heart die cut is so cute. And by using a circle there, it's kind of breaking up those straight lines that I have all over. If you guys don't do this already, just be sure to use every tiny little piece of your dimensional adhesive. The edges are really awesome to use. Okay, my sun puffy word is dry, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. And kind of make a bit more space for the words in and the. There we go. Trying to make sure that that entire phrase is nice in a nice, straight lines on both sides. There's my Summer Vibes die cut. And I grabbed the word sweet, that little tiny die cut before, but I'm not sure if I can put it anywhere. But then as soon as I grab the love this word bubble, I think that's absolutely perfect, and it opens the door for me to add another kind of major color, that teal, in there, or an accent color I should say, since the major color on my page is red and pink. So I'm going to go ahead and put that at the top with dimensional adhesive, and I love that little grouping right there. That worked out really well. Okay, I'm going to grab some of these little hearts and little texture things from the Let's Relax stamp. I really, really love this stamp. I think this is definitely going to be one I come back to again and again. So I've grabbed Watermelon Wonder from Stampin' Up, and I'm just going to stamp 3 different, look, I smudged that darn tag again. Can you believe it? I really should clean off the excess ink there, but I didn't, and I smudged it. Ugh. So just get over it and move on, right? These are the bright hand-drawn acrylic hearts. So I have one there just to add a little bit more yellow to that side of the triangle, the visual triangle of yellow that I have going on here. Now I have these little, they're tiny little arrows in a grouping. So kind of like has a little confetti look. And I'm doing these in navy blue. And I'm just pretty much adding each one of these stamps to my embellishment triangle that I have going on here. Look how fun those are. Ooh, I just love them. They're so tiny and cute. And they add just a perfect amount of texture. Now I have my journaling typed up. And I'm just going to pull up the edge of the heart border right there. Add this at a bit of an angle. And I'm going to put some dimensional adhesive under that Summer Vibes tag, just to bump that up. Now this is the important thing about, you know, making sure you have everything in place before you get your journaling printed. I knew that I wanted the Summer Vibes tag to go over the top of that journaling tag, so I made sure that I, you know, stopped before I got to the bottom of the tag. And then I love putting the heart there, just overlapping my photo. I think that's pretty perfect. And you can definitely see that yellow color a lot more when it's on top of the photo as opposed to on the pink paper. Now I have to put the dimensional adhesive underneath my photo there because I left that off so that I could slide my journaling tag underneath. Now if you notice, I added the acrylic onto my layout using glue dots. I find that this is the best way to keep acrylic in place. If you use some glue, you might be able to see it behind, and it takes a while to dry. So I want to add a label to include the date. And my first thought was to get a red one and put it at the bottom. These are the June blank label stickers, so always really handy to have. So I just stuck that label down, but then I instantly regretted adding the white to that big triangle. I really needed that to be red. So I think that's going to have to come up. Now these are the Jane alphabet stickers. These are brand new to the shop, a new font for Elle Studio, and they're great because they can fit in tiny spaces and they're white. So, you know, for this first month, if you want to recolor those with some ink, easy to do, right? So I'm writing out the word beach here. Beach, fun, in the sun. That's going to be the title of my layout. And I just like adding a different font to my title. That's kind of my thing. And I want it to be a bit playful, so I'm not going to line my letters up perfectly. But I'm going to keep them white. So instead of doing that red label, I used the teal label and I kind of layered that up underneath the Summer Vibes tag. You can also see here on my Summer Vibes die cut that the blue smudges that I got on the white are significantly better. And what I did here was I used a white gel pen to kind of cover up my smudges. You can also use correction whiteout, like the liquid kind, if you get smudges on white. I find that's a good way to mask that. Here's my title again. I love that I added that teal heart to the fun word, and this little happy grouping up here couldn't be more appropriate. The love this, the sunshine, and the pure bliss tag. So this layout was super fun to create. It's a simple one, but it's very effective. Something you guys can throw together in 30 minutes or less. So be sure to check out the June 2018 kit and add-ons from Elle's Studio. You can find the links to all the products I've used here in my video notes. If you like this video, please subscribe so you can watch more from me every month. Thanks so much and happy creating.